Welcome to Deja Breedlove Presents. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. So the topic today is why some models make it and why some models don't. And I have a very special guest today. His name is KG, the modeling coach. And we're not only going to talk about, again, why some models make it and why some others do not, but we're also going to talk about his journey in the industry and what inspired him to even get into fashion and all that jazz. So let's meet him today and hear all about it. KG!
What's up, everybody out
Yes!
there? I am so excited. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. We've been talking about this for almost 2 years now.
This has been a long time coming, but we are here.
We are here.
And we're going to take the moment and we're going to make some magic on the camera today.
And I feel like the timing was perfect because you've done so much stuff since we initially talked about this. I mean, we just adding up the resume.
We really are. And it's so funny that you mentioned that because when you were giving the intro, I was sitting in my mind thinking back and I'm like, damn, I remember when I first met you and then you've grown. I mean, look, you got a whole TV platform situation and just to see your glow up is dope. And then
you've grown.
Right. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, this man is booked and busy, y'all. So
very booked and busy.
He almost canceled today. I'm gonna be honest. He almost canceled today, but I'm like, KG, please. I'm like, KG, come on, we gotta do it.
Y'all don't need to know that.
No, I'm just playing. But he's so busy, which I understand. I was like, we need you. So while we got his time now, we gotta make time of it, you know?
I'm glad to
make use of it.
Very glad to be here.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so as I said, the topic today is why some models make it and why some models don't. So we're going to talk about that, but also we're going to get to know KG.
Let's do
because
it.
I feel like you always behind the scenes. Let's dig a little deep. Okay, so you go by KG, the modeling coach. But for those who are not familiar with you, tell us where you're originally from and how long have you been in LA?
Oh, good Lord. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, the South Side. South Side is in the house.
So you don't play.
I do not. You know, I got a razor blade under my hat, under my scarf, in my coat, in my sleeves. Like, I am strapped. It's a 22 in my book bag.
Look, I don't know if he's playing it for serious, but I think he's serious.
I moved from a little town called the South Side of Chicago, and I moved from Chicago here in 2015. So that makes it'll be, is it 9 years this year or 10? I think I'm coming up on my maybe 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, somebody do the math out there.
But about 9.
Yeah, it's about 9 years. 9 years, November 7th.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so that's been my journey.
Nice. So tell us what inspired you to move here and what was that transition like coming from Chicago to the big city of Hollywood? Because me being from the Midwest also, as I was saying before, like it's a big transition coming from a small town. I mean, Chicago's bigger than Indiana, but Hollywood, you know, it's just a different vibe.
It is a different vibe. Well, a little backstory. So I had started around 2008, 2007. I had gotten to the mix of doing like a lot of stuff in the fashion scene in Chicago. Either it was production, but a lot of it was pretty much what I'm doing here now, but on a local scale. I was working with designers and helping them put their collections together, working with models. Really, the behind the scenes of that whole aspect is what got me inspired. And then it just started to glow up. My name was like everywhere. And people was like, I want to work with this dude. I want to work with this dude. And one thing led to another, and it got to a point and I had to make a choice. Do I want to stay here in Chicago and continue to do this? Or do I want to cast my net to a wider audience and see what success is out there for me?
Right.
And it was a toss-up between New York and Los Angeles. And I had to really, really think, like, I can't do that cold.
Yeah, the weather out there is brutal.
I had to split a hair there because the East Coast and the West Coast fashion markets are two totally different things. And I'm more of a Midwest, down South, East Coast when it comes to my knowledge in fashion, up until that point when I was ready to move.
Yeah.
Then I said, well, let's see what LA is gonna give. The weather is nice. It's a lot of TV and production stuff. I'm really, really good at that. So let's see. So I loaded up the truck and I moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pool.
So you went straight to Beverly Hills. You didn't go to the Valley or LA. You went to 90210.
No, I went to 90210, but child, it didn't stay long. And then I found my ass back in Long Beach.
You know what?
Because that rent was sky high.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, it was a journey. And then I got here and it was a culture shock. Like you said, I went from being a big fish in a very little pond in Chicago to being a little fish in a very large pond here. Like nobody knew who the fuck I was.
So you got to work your way back up.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you can. It's fine.
Sorry. I meant to ask that. Sorry. But nobody knew who the hell I was out here. So I really had to hit the ground running and establish myself and make those connections. And then fast forward 8-9 years, here we are.
Here we are. So would you say in Chicago that there's a cap of how far you can go? And if you want, because I heard Chicago's a major city also.
Oh, they gonna hate me for saying this, but Chicago is a very crabs in the barrel city.
Like, and what do you mean by that?
Like, look at Kanye West. Look at all the people that blow up from that city and they move out. They never come back and pull people up for. I don't know if it's us as our people, or I don't know if that's the culture of that city, because in my heart, I feel like it's money out here for everybody.
Right.
But you got gatekeepers.
What's yours is yours.
Right. People don't want to let you in on like a connection or something. It's a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of that there. And I had started to experience a taste of it, but it just happened to be like my reputation and my name and my work ethic kind of preceded people meeting me. So when they met me, people would be like, oh, you're that guy I heard about.
Right.
And then they see the work that I do or was doing. It spoke for itself. So that was that. Here, it was a different story. I had to really grind. I had to really network. I had to really forge my own lane, because we're in LA. It's tons of models, tons of actors, it's tons of people doing what I do, it's tons of everything. It's like you're not the only one doing something.
Right. It's a lot of competition.
It's a lot of competition out here. So I just found that staying true to myself and having some integrity about what I do, not just whoring myself out to any job just to get exposure, because I still have to sleep at night.
Exactly.
And here we are.
Right. Okay, I love that. Okay, so my next question is, which you kind of briefly already answered, what sparked the interest into getting into the fashion industry, and how did you get into it?
Okay.
So you said behind the scenes.
I touched on that a little bit. Yeah. So 100 years ago, I tried to dabble in modeling when I was real thin and cute.
Really?
And
see, 15. That's why the eyes are like
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like when I was real thin and cute, I tried my hand in modeling, and it just... I could not keep my body a consistent weight to do high fashion and runway, because I fluctuate. I work out in the gym. So either I'm going to be, or, models, runway models, you need to be a certain size.
Right.
I couldn't do it. So the next thing for me was, what else do you like to do? I love the behind the scenes aspect of what goes into a fashion show, what goes into a production, all of the little idiosyncrasy things that people don't even think about. They the audience just sits and comes and they enjoy a good show. I love the process that goes into that, from the casting, the hair, makeup, wardrobe, all of that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I got my hands into a lot of that until I became like that guy. You want to get your shit together, you call him, he'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just got really, really big. I was like, what am I going to do? Then I moved here. So that was kind of what inspired me to do it. It wasn't...
I mean, well, your eyes are beautiful. Let me just touch base on the eyes.
Much.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that you tried modeling or was modeling.
I did, honey, I did. And it was like, I need a biscuit. I'm not going to try to starve myself to be a size 2 to wear some clothes.
No, I'm
a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I got to eat.
Yeah, it's a job. Okay, so my next question is, as we discussed, the topic today is not only getting to know KG, the model coach, as they call you, but why some models make it and why some models do not.
Let's talk about it.
Look, he got a lot to say, because you are known for telling models how it is. Sometimes when they see you, they're a little scared. I mean, even my first runway show, that's how we met. I was a little nervous. I'm like, oh goodness, I don't know what he's gonna say.
But if I had $1 for every time somebody said that.
Right, but you're known for I've learned to just appreciate just your realness. And I was like, I actually want to hire him to help me with one of my photo shoots. And you told me like it is, honey, the hair is too flat. You posing wrong, you doing this. So you're known for just being raw and brutal. So that's one reason why I definitely wanted you to come here today. But first, let's just start with, who are your top 3 favorite models in the industry that you admire and you feel like give that?
I'm going to give you 3, and I'm going to give you the reasons why. Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, and Coco Rocha. And I feel like those three embody what a model needs to have success. Tyra Banks is exceptional at the business aspect of modeling. And you really, really need to understand the business aspect of modeling, in addition to the technical stuff, the walking, the posing. But the business side is extremely important because you'll get taken for a ride and won't even know it.
Right.
Naomi Campbell, because she is the queen of the catwalk. If anybody wants to, I tell any model starting out, if you want to learn how to walk, that is your study her from head to toe. Because look at her, she's been ripping a runway.
Walking.
And she's 50 something years old and she's still one of the highest paid demand runway models. She can command top dollar to get on anybody's runway and nothing less.
Right.
And Coco Rocha is because she's the queen of posing. Like, I feel like that's a trifecta for a model. You need to understand the business, you need to know the runway, and you need to know how to pose.
Yeah.
And with posing, that comes all the other little things like finding your light and knowing how to work your angles and so on and so forth. But those are my top three.
Amazing. And you gave us why. I mean, I'm gonna name my top three. I totally agree. Tyra, because like you said, she's a businesswoman. She is the queen of modeling to me. She got her show. She knows how to cast. She did the whole top model thing. I grew up watching her. That's who inspired me to get into modeling. Yes. Naomi Campbell, for sure. Because like you said, she's the queen of catwalking. She's the queen of catwalking and is still getting booked and busy. So that's the goal.
Very booked
you don't want just a short-term career in modeling. You want a long-term career to where you're iconic. And at least that's just my opinion. And the third one I would say is Beverly Johnson.
Oh,
Beverly Johnson, because not only is she still beautiful, but to me, she also is iconic because they turned her down before she got
I'm trying to remember what was her first cover.
I think it was
17. Was it 17? No, Tyra was 17.
I have a picture of it, which is so funny. Was it Elle or Vogue?
Oh, Beverly Johnson, don't give me too much shade because I'm supposed to know that. But I know I know what you're famous for. But she had a cover and she was the first Black of that time period.
And she wanted something bigger, and the agency she was initially signed with, because I did a lot of research on her, turned her down, and she went to the competitor, which is also, I think, was it Wilhelmina? It was one of those. And that's when she got the cover that she was looking for, and her career just took off from there. So you can't just stop and
And she's still beautiful. And she's still gorgeous. I follow her on Instagram. She's still gorgeous.
Yes.
There's a lot of them I could have named now that you mentioned Beverly Johnson. But we'd be here all day.
Right, exactly. So those are my top three that I admire, who give just not only just beautiful, but just iconic and just had that long career.
Okay.
So my next question is, before we get into the do's and don'ts of modeling from you, do you have a favorite designer? Who is it and why?
Versace.
Yeah.
Versace. And only because I'm a kid of the 90s and I value modeling when it was supermodels. Now everybody's a damn model.
Right.
Everybody's a model. What do you do? I'm a model. Well, back in the 90s, it was like a coveted, small, exclusive club that only the working people got.
Yeah, the people who really worked for it.
Versace was known for snatching up models and making
the top models.
He had Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, and there's one more I'm forgetting. But those was the top 4 or 5 models that he used to turn his brand into a global brand. What he was doing before was not unheard of. He was literally going broke, giving celebrities clothes to wear, just hoping that the return would come.
Right.
And
which it did.
Which it did.
Which it did.
So yes, if I ever, a dream job to work for Versace, favorite designer, the Versace, tons of it in my closet, Versace.
Love it. Okay, so my next question, let's get right into it. So what are the 3 traits that every model should possess to make it in this industry? That not only that you've seen or that you realize that's why some models have made it and some others haven't.
Is that a 2-part question?
If you want to make it a 2-part question. But I guess just, again, like, what are the top 3 traits? Well, I guess we can start there, that every model should possess.
Okay. They should do their homework. They should find a really, really good photographer.
And let's stop on do your homework. So when you say do your homework, what do you mean? Like, who do you admire,
No, it's beyond that. A model who is well-versed, a model who knows who his or her competition is. Like, say, for instance, you had a casting, and if we're going to talk about Versace, an agency sent you to go see for Versace.
Yeah.
It would be in your best interest to Google your homework and see what Versace 2023 collection looked like,
Yeah.
2022, 2021, what they were walking, how did they want them to walk, and then when you show up for your casting,
You're
you
ready.
do that. That's a smart model.
Oh yeah.
That's
Business. Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about when I say do your homework. Those little things can get you ahead. Study the designer, study your competition. Just be a modeling is not just let me take pictures and get my makeup and get my hair done. It is
Right.
a full-on contact sport. It's a full-on career. You can get paid for being a hair model and get all the way paid for just showing your toes. Not OnlyFans, but for showing your feet.
Yeah,
You know what I
hands,
mean? Like
feet,
it's a full,
ears.
you know what I mean? So you have to understand that your body is creating art. And if you go from that perspective of doing your homework, you'll be successful. I say photographer because model photographer relationship, that's something that I preach endlessly. It is key. A good model, and you can't just go and grab your cousin Terrell that take pictures with the family at the barbecue. Hey, cousin, come take these pictures for me. You can't do that. You got to get a good photographer that understands to shoot you.
Yeah.
Not every model knows how to shoot our complexion. Not every model knows that your best angle is up top to the left or down from this side. You know what I mean? And a really, really good photographer and a good model pairing is like a marriage.
It's like a relationship.
It's a strong relationship because you all can help each other. A good
Shout out
model,
to JKO Pics.
okay?
Shout out to JKO Pics.
A good model can take a photographer and blast his career into orbit. And a good photographer can take a model and blast her career off into orbit. It is a marriage, and you have got to put in the work to find one. And I think those three, that'll be the gist of starting a model off with 3 things that they can do to.
And those are great.
To get ahead and have success.
So just to recap, number 1 is do your homework.
Yes.
Number 2 is find a good photographer that's a real photographer that you can actually grow with and knows your angles.
Exactly.
And number 3, make sure the photographer. Wait, say it again. Make sure the photographer.
Essentially, it's just a marriage. And number three,
you have a good relationship with the photographer, and he knows how to shoot models.
Yes,
not just the cousin, like you said.
Not just the cousin. And number 3 is just know your craft. See it for a bigger picture than just. I'm getting my hair done. I'm walking on runway. I'm wearing clothes.
Exactly.
If you see it from a broad perspective
of where you're going,
exactly, you'll have much of a long-term career.
Right. Amazing. Okay. Thank you for that information. So my next question is, all right, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Why do you think some models make it, KG, and others do not?
Lord
what are your pet peeves?
Are y'all ready for this conversation?
We know you got some pet peeves.
Okay, so here's my thing. Remember back earlier in this conversation, I said New York and LA are 2 totally different markets.
New York, they don't play.
They do.
I finally did my first fashion show this year in New York, and from how they run the show to the way the models show up, they don't mess around.
Okay, so my next point you're getting ready to agree with. LA, and I'm gonna look into the camera. Can I look into the camera and say
Please.
This? LA allows models to be lazy here.
They do.
LA allows models to be good looking and get passed on their looks, and they don't know the technical aspects of what a model is. And that is what I cannot stand. These models don't know their angles. They don't know how to find their lighting. They don't know what a 3-point turn is, a 2-point turn is. They don't know how to come into a runway. They don't know how to turn on the left. It's just so many things that these models here get away with. I call it lazy modeling, and it pisses me off.
It's more like a joke, a little bit. Not a joke, but they don't take it as serious as in New York.
They don't.
Yeah.
And you saw the difference. But to that point, it is good for if you're doing branding stuff on Instagram. And that's what another thing to the question. I'm going to try to answer your question in different components. I just feel like good-looking models here get a pass because it's all about the image. And I get it. This is
Hollywood.
LA. This is, they want to see this. But what I tell and try to drive into models, eventually you're going to have to show up somewhere and do the work. Instagram and social media has killed a lot of it because you got these people that sit at home They got the camera, they light and rig, and they just click, 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 clicking. That works in the house.
Right.
You get on set, it's a whole different situation.
Now it's the real deal.
It's the real deal. And these people aren't playing because time is money.
Right.
You don't want to waste these people's time. And if you can't deliver what they need because you're so comfortable being in home and doing modeling there, it'll all fall apart.
Right.
So those are my pet peeves. Oh, people that do not come prepared for castings. I don't understand. All black and a heel.
Yeah.
You would be surprised.
And a heel.
And the heel. And an appropriate heel. Not a biscuit heel. A biscuit is a little stump. Not a kitten heel. A kitten heel is what you would give your 9-year-old to go to Easter Sunday with. You need a heel. What you see the ladies walking on the sidewalk, up and down the street with.
Right.
Look, don't even get me started.
I know I got her telling us like, y'all wrap it up. We're going to be here all day.
I know. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Look, so please say it. Please.
I'm just.
Something came to your mind. We got to hear it.
I just hate lazy models.
Yeah,
I really
you do.
hate it. It just. You can't just look good. You have to have the talent. You have to be able to back it up because it'll look good for a startup brand that's looking for somebody to give them some exposure for their new product or whatever. You'll get all of that kind of work. But like Gucci, Prada, the high-end, high fashion stuff, they're not going to play with you if you come up in there looking.
Especially like you said, and going back to being prepared, Z card, because that's another thing that y'all ask for. Where's your Z card? And when they don't show up with the Z card, you're like, okay.
Oh my God. And you bring up another good point, not having a portfolio.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love when a model comes in and gives me his or her book. I love having something to flip to see their work. We live in a day, I'm old school.
Yeah.
We live in a day and age with technology. You can bring me an iPad. Let me scroll through your pictures and look through like that. It's just something instead of coming and saying, if a model gives me their phone and say, look through my Instagram, you have shot yourself in the foot before you have even started. It's a thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are the 3 trades, honey. All right. Thank you for sharing that information.
There was probably more than 3, but
it was a couple, and I know he got a lot more, but we so pressed for time. Look, next time I know it's more.
It's all good.
Okay. So the next one is, what else do you do outside of being a modeling coach, KG? Because I seen you on an acting set. You do a bunch of stuff. You in the gym at 5 a.m.
Baby.
I'm like, is he a trainer now too?
No,
like, what is
I try to keep active. I am 40-something years old.
What? How old? And you don't look a day over 35.
Thank you. We're gonna go with that. Been 35 for the last 10 years, okay? I work in production. My day job is I work for an event production company. Nice. So we set up and do breakdown and logistics for like high profile events like the Oscars, the Grammys, MTV Awards. Some of my clients are Netflix, Hulu. I do a lot of stuff with
Humbly
Netflix.
Speaking, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff with Netflix, a lady by the name of J. Wayne Productions. So any type of red carpet premiere or whatever, I'm always on set, being an extra pair of hands, just doing whatever.
And I think I seen you at the Oscars. I seen the fit.
Yeah,
yes.
I had to give the people a little something. Something. I'm like, you're not gonna just have me working. You're not gonna just have me sinking hooks. What I look like, Patti LaBelle or somebody?
No, the fit was fresh. I loved it.
She over there cracking up in the corner.
Right. Look, and like I said, I'm gonna share all of KG's information so you guys could check that out, all the fits and stuff. But we'll plug that at the end. But anyway, finish.
So that's pretty much what I do. My day job, I do production. I also, model coach, and I'm a runway coordinator. So I help fashion shows get their shit together backstage, make sure hair and makeup is where it needs to be. All the creative chaos that goes in backstage, that's what I do.
And let me just say, you have such a calming spirit and a calming energy, because we know how crazy it can get backstage. I mean, we done been into brawls. They thought people was shooting, and all you see is KG like, okay, everybody's going crazy. So what happened? Like, just tell me what happened.
You're so funny.
And you're just so calm. I'm like, I just love him. Like,
everybody says that. You know what? I operate. I'm a creature of chaos. I understand already that these are high high
It's a lot.
situations. In my day job, I work with celebrities, they publicists, and they bitchy, and they want what they want, and you have to get it, and you have to accommodate, and they may say some off the cuff stuff or be rude. Like, I know this comes with the job, so it's no need for me to lose my cool over something that it'll be over with. You know what I mean? And I can go home and go to sleep.
And even to work with so many different people in so many different industries, you have to master your emotions. That's something we was just talking about. Because sometimes it's not even you. Majority of the time it's not you. People are just dealing with so much stuff on the inside, and just having a common spirit like yourself is definitely appreciated.
And you know, this industry that we work in, we work with a lot of creative people and artsy-fartsy people. And
it could be a lot.
They sensitive. Erykah Badu said it. Keep in mind I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So.
Yes, okay. So you do all that we were not aware of. Shout out to you for managing everything. So my next question as we kind of wrap this up, are you single? Look, I'm gonna get a little personal.
Yes, please, let's
Are
get
you
personal.
single? And if you are, tell us, well, what type of person would make KG commit? I mean, if they were okay with all the stuff that you do.
They need to have a backbone. Somebody needs to be strong to understand that I work a high pressure job. So I'm
dealing with a lot of energies.
In my work mode, I'm like, I may look like I'm cool, but in here, it's all like, I got to make sure everything is right. So I need somebody to be a backbone, somebody to be strong enough to be able to take that stress off of me when I come home. They need to be tall, strong, know how to change a tire. And it's just a all around good, decent person.
Yes, I love that. Okay. So tell us, as we wrap this up, what can we expect next from KG? Because you got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I barely got you in the chair today. So what do you have on the way, up and coming? What can we look out for?
2024 is the year of visibility for me. I am coming from behind the shadows. I am coming from behind the scenes. And I want to be on the forefront and more of a...
Popping your stuff.
Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like my name is out here, but people don't
see the face.
Exactly. It's like they know the work and they know what I do, but I think now it's about exposure and just leveling up my profile and just putting myself out there and making it happen.
Nice. Okay. Well, we would definitely be on the lookout for that. Like I said, I'm going to attach all of KG's information at the bottom of the screen. But last but not least, if you could leave any inspiring models, future entrepreneurs, or anybody who wants to just try to be in the industry but doesn't know how to manage it all, with any piece of advice, what would you say?
I would say, and I would strongly suggest, to do it from the heart. Do it from a place of love, whatever your passion is. Don't chase the money. Don't chase the success. Don't chase the fame. Chase your passion. Do what you do from the heart, and all of that will come. You should live your life doing your craft as if you never feel like you are spent a day at work. Your work should feel like it's not work. And that's what I strive to do every day. The minute it starts to feel work and routine, I'm out.
You're like, nope, right.
I'm done.
Right.
I do what I do. I get up, I do what I do. It's from the heart, it's from the soul, and I give 110% of myself, and I let that go out into the universe and pay for itself.
And I say when you love what you do, it's not like working.
There you go.
So cheers to that. Yeah, so on that note, like I said, and tell everybody where's the best place to reach you. I almost forgot.
My Instagram, you can holler at your boy at That Dude Got Style. DATDUDEGOTSTYLE.
Yes, and I will, like I said, look, now I can say it, attach all of KG's information at the bottom of the screen so you can keep in touch with him and see all that he has to do. Also, don't forget, for those who are watching this or you can't watch it, follow us on Spotify or Apple Music, where you can listen while you drive. If you found this episode inspirational, definitely recommend it to a friend. I'm trying to get these likes up, y'all, and these followers and these subscribers up. So if you like this episode and you feel like it was inspiring to you, definitely let us know on Spotify on the Q&A, or even just drop a comment on YouTube. Let me know. Or if you feel like there's anybody else you want to see or you want to come back, let me know that also. So that wraps it up for Deja Breela Presents, and I will see you next week with another inspirational guest. Ciao.